Okay, I'm jamming to a little music here that's not typical for my usual. I'm actually jamming to a little Everclear, and I've got some important things I need to talk about, so I want to jump on the chop here. Let's get out on an open road here and let's have a chit chat, shall we? I think I put two-stroke gas in this. I'm smelling a little two-stroke fuel. Actually smells pretty good. She runs like a two-stroke. I'm just playing. I'm jamming to some music so loud right now I can't hear myself think. That's about perfect, isn't it? But this bike is so loud, I figure I can damage my hearing by listening to good music, or I can damage my hearing listening to a loud bike. Or both. Hey, why not both? I'm just playing. I'm clear uptown, getting ready to jump onto some freeway stuff. You may have noticed that as of late there hasn't been as many updates on the BMW build. It's coming along, it's coming. It's just kind of taken a little bit lower of a priority as of late. And I'll tell you why. Let's get up on an open road here for a minute and get rolling. This bike, woohoo! Okay. Sorry about the intermittent chit-chatting here. Sometimes I get distracted. I'm gonna go way out west today, why not? So I've been a little bit busy. Well, I've been a lot busy lately. But the reason why is because I got a phone call from Dave Lindsay over at Lindsay Machine, and he started telling me, he says, hey, did you know that Clark is sick? I said, Clark sick? Clark sick with what? And Clark, he's a guy that has been around the shop for as long as I know, and he first started coming around because he was friends with Scott, who's across the way from Lindsay Machine. And Scott Horner, he's like he's like a guru on land speed record bikes. He builds the fastest, highest horsepower Hayabusas known to man. He's got them all over the place in the 600 horsepower range, which is mind-blowing. But anyway, he started hanging around there. They had a family relationship, and Scott started coming over to the shop. Started, you know, he's into anything fast. Well, long story made short, he had been building this Subaru for quite a while, a Subaru WRX. And this car has done a lot of different iterations of it. He's blown up a lot of transmissions and stuff. And he just keeps rebuilding it, making it a little faster and a little faster. Well, apparently in the beginning of this year, Clark ended up with a mysterious lump or something on the side of his trunk. And I don't know all the story, but he went into the doctor. Long story made short, he was diagnosed with melanoma. And for those of you who don't know what melanoma is, it's one of the bad skin cancers. And it's a tough one, and he started going through all the treatments and everything, and got to a point where he was doing really good. I thought maybe he recovered from it. So Davey said, hey, if you want to work on your Subaru here, because it was in parts, he was building it up into an even faster car, and he had a lot of really high-end parts on this thing, so he's kind of building it over time, you know. Well, Davey told him, he says, hey, you want to come over here in the shop and, you know, use the tools and finish building that car? Go ahead, but if you end up missing, you know, we got to get that car out of here. He's got motorcycles and stuff that need to go in the shop, and so he was over there every day working on his car. Well, all of a sudden, one day, Clark didn't come in. And second day, no Clark. Third day, no Clark. Everybody started to panic, wondering where he was, so they started looking around. Finally got a hold of him. He was really sick up at Huntsman Cancer Institute, dealing with a relapse of his cancer. Here's Rocky Mountain Raceway, by the way. So he'd been, unfortunately, dealing with the relapse of his melanoma. He's pretty sick. So Davey and his sister started making phone calls and talking to Scott and all these other guys, and pretty soon they have the local Subaru clubs and a guy by the name of Rusty who's jumped in and just done all kinds of stuff on this car, and they started working day and night trying to get this car put back together for Clark so he could have a ride in it. And this thing is, I mean, I've been in some fast cars, but this thing is absolutely brutal. I mean, it's scary, spooky. And they asked me if I'd come take some pictures and try to take a little video so they had a little record of what they'd done. I said, yeah, I'll be down for that. So I headed up there and started taking videos and stuff, and so all of my spare time when I've had an evening or something, I've gone over there and taken some video or taken pictures and stuff of this car project. Well, long story made short, we had an opportunity to go take Clark out last week, and it was an absolute blast, and I'll tell more in the future. But so you're gonna see probably a couple videos pop up on the channel when it's time of Clark's Subaru and all that kind of stuff, and so that's the reason why I've been involved in trying to help where I can to, you know, document this car project and it being built, put back together, and it's kind of taking priority right now. I mean, he's got to have an opportunity to really enjoy his car, and I hope he gets feeling better where he can run it again one day. But his right arm has lymphedema really bad, and he struggles moving it. It's full of fluid, and he can't run the shifter yet. But it was really a great experience to go ride in that car. But anyway, so you'll see that kind of coming up, and I've been working on the BMW. I've been handily getting my butt handed to me on that thing, but I am learning a lot, and I'm going to make sure that things are right before I put them back together, even if it takes more time. I just don't have time to do things too many times twice, you know. And as it is, I'm learning a lot. So anyway, that's what's been going on with life lately, and I hope the best for Clark. I want him to get feeling better, and thankfully he had gotten a blood transfusion before we went and picked him up and went for ride 1. By the way, a 3,000 pound Subaru that's putting down 529 horsepower conservatively will leave the pavement when it runs hard into boost with 4 people inside. How do I know? I've seen it, and when we came back down, we blew a transmission. Oh, the story about that whole thing's hilarious. I can't tell it now, but it was a great day. By the way, you're wondering, how can that be a great day when you blow up a transmission in a Subaru? But you'd have to know Clark. His nickname is El Destructo. And once the transmission, second gear, was already gone, he said, let's turn the cameras on. Let's see if we can blow this thing up. Or something along those lines. I thought that was pretty cool. Anyway, everybody, just kind of wanted to give you a brief update on what's happening, and everything in life is going pretty good. So have a great day. We'll chat with you later, homies. The fact to gone.